But that storm has passed and it's left some destruction. I don't know if I'm going to be able to repair my canopy back there or not. It's broken in places. The center of it is busted loose. It's not just bent, it's busted loose. The concrete pillars that I had the corners in have bent over. They're leaning, plus the poles are bent. And I don't think I can get it upright by myself. So I don't know if I can get it done. It's a mess. The rebar that the poles on the side were hooked to, literally the ground got so soft for so much rain all of a sudden that they just bent the rebar over. So I mean, I can probably fix that. Have to get another roll of Gorilla Tape, take the rebar out of the ground, hammer it back down in, and then take my poles to the rebar again. But like I said, I don't know what I can do with the canopy. It's completely busted down. The backside, the concrete pillars were pulled out of they were the concrete pillars that the posts were in on the ground were literally turned over. That's how strong the wind got. And I don't know if I can get them uprighted myself. And I don't have anyone to help. But it's bent all of my sunflowers over. Which, they were almost on their way out anyway. I'll just have to cut them down. But the biggest of the wind came right through this backyard and went straight through where the canopy is. So I don't know if I can save it this time. And if it doesn't rain tomorrow, it's probably going to be so hot that you can't get out here to do anything. And I've got hummingbirds buzzing around me. I'm just discouraged right now. It could have been Connie, I don't know. But I'm surprised. I expected the corner poles to be bent maybe. But I didn't expect it to rip the concrete out of the ground and turn the concrete pillars over. Well, they weren't completely turned over, but they were tilted up on the side. And the back two corner posts are laying over. So you can't upright the front of it on this side that I'm, facing toward it until I can get the back side straight. And I don't know if I can do that. I'm just one person and I need 6 hands to do that, to do what needs to be done. It blew some of my plants over, but they seemed like they've survived okay. But I don't know what I'm going to do with the shade cloth over it. I don't know if I can fix the canopy. I'm not going to fool with it today. I went out there a while ago and did what I could do, checking on everything and getting everything right. But you can see the very top of it's flattened, and it was a dome, so the whole top of it has busted down. The aluminum poles that connected it all busted loose from the plastic fittings that held it together. So I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. I really don't. I'm just so discouraged now. I had to go in the house because it was getting so rough out here. I couldn't stay out here. I was soaked to the bone. I had to go in and take a shower, put on clean, dry clothes. But y'all, I'm discouraged. I need a pick me upper. all my hard work getting that fixed the way it was, and it was working so well, just to have this storm come through and destroy it. Yeah, but the center of it is busted loose, and part of the poles have busted loose from the center, and they're hanging straight down inside. So I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. I can't do anything this evening with it. Everything's too wet. I don't have time to mess with it this evening. I'm not in the mood right now to mess with it, to tell you the truth. I'd probably just rip it all down. So I said I need to step away, sleep on it tonight, see how I feel tomorrow, if it's raining or not, and see what I might be able to do tomorrow. But it's so discouraging to work so hard to have a decent garden and then have everything almost right, have your plants coming back to life, and then something like this happen. I mean, we desperately needed the rain, but we could have done without all the wind. We could have done it without the storm part. Oh, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. And the whole time I was out there trying to get things right, Lucky was wrapped around my ankles. I couldn't hardly walk. Every time I took a step, I was about to step on him. So, y'all, I need prayer. I need to pick me up. I'm depressed right now. I got little buddy brushed. He's over here on the step. Yeah, but it almost looks like, well, it's not damaged too bad, it's still standing, but you don't know till you get up there at it and you go under it and you see the whole top of it's busted loose. You see the concrete pillars on the back leaning over sideways. I mean, I didn't expect the concrete to come loose and bend over. The front one, the concrete didn't come up where that green toad is, but it bent the corner post. The corner post bent at the top of the concrete. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Gladys, you said the storm was there and it almost took your AC out of the window. I wouldn't doubt it. We had some strong wind come through here a little while ago. It was so strong I couldn't stay out here. I was under the patio and I was getting drenched because the wind was blowing the rain under the patio. I know, it just seems like I took 2 steps forward and 5 steps backwards, And I don't have any more of those 1x2 poles. I'd have to go buy more of them. But I was going to get on a nicer note and let y'all see my hummingbird if he comes back. He was just here. Yeah, we had a lot of lightning and loud thunder. And man, that storm come through. It brought some wind with it, I tell you. Well, you could see in the video that where I went live when it was coming through, how strong it was at the time I had to end the live. It was just getting so strong out here, I couldn't stay under the carport. I mean, not the carport, but the patio. What are you doing, little buddy? It's lucky. Little buddy's down here on the floor, the ground. Look at there. He's listening to the birds. Lucky's right there on the step. They seem to be glad that the storm has passed, too. I mean, I know everybody's been in this situation at times before where it seems like you work so hard and to get things done and fixed, and then it's like you took 10 steps backwards just because a storm come through. But it laid all my plants over. I was out there tying up tomato plants and pepper plants and stuff. And I said, I can't do any more. I'm getting too discouraged. I had to go in the house. I probably just end up cutting down the sunflowers that are leaning over. I don't have enough stakes to stake them all back up. And they're about done blooming anyway. Yeah, I know, Kathy. It's discouraging, isn't it? It's just discouraging. Hera Purrin said, I'm 6 years old. Oh, wow. And there's Kai. Hey, hey, hey. I need a funny joke or something about now, Kai. I'm depressed after this storm come through and just about totally took out my canopy. You were feeding your boy this morning? Yeah, I guess it was about 3 a.m. in Hawaii, wasn't it? Because you're about 4 or 5 hours earlier than I am. Well, I tell you what, when I went live this morning, I didn't expect to see this storm come through. I knew we might get rain this afternoon, but I was not expecting a storm. Oh, you're from the Philippines. Well, welcome. Glad to have you in our live. But yeah, y'all, I need prayers. I need prayers for enlightenment. Get me in a better frame of mind because I'm just so discouraged right now. After the expense, that it took to get all that shade cloth up there. Just for this to happen, I just don't know what else I can do to it. It's so bent up at this point, and parts of it are literally broke loose. I don't know if I can put it back together. Oh, wow, you're an artist? That's nice. That's one reason I never wanted to put a greenhouse on this side of the yard. It's because I knew how strong the wind was that come through here sometimes with the storms. So I don't know why I just gave in and put that canopy up. Because I knew I was taking a chance. Yeah, I knew I was taking a chance. I guess you see the disappointment in my face. I'm not in a good mood right now. After seeing that wind do that, I'm depressed. I really am. I'm not in a good mood. Not in a good mood at all. My son works so much and he lives so far away, I don't expect him to come over and help me. Oh, I just don't know. Little Buddy and Lucky will have to help me fix the canopy. If it can be fixed, I guess. Yeah, resting time. Maybe. Let me switch over. I want to let you see the hummingbird, not my sad, ugly face. Whoa. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to raise it a little bit. And since it wouldn't let me go horizontal, I had to go vertical. That's not good either. Well, my neighbors seem pretty good. They don't have plants and stuff out in their yard. They didn't have anything outside for anything to blow over or tear up. I'm the one that had everything in the yard. And they haven't even done the foundation on the new house yet, so there's nothing over there to tear up yet. Now, I'm talking about my immediate neighbors, the people that live right here. Now, I don't know about anybody else, that don't live like right here close to me. I'm sure there's other people around somewhere where this storm went through that got some damage. I don't really know of any of them that would help. Oh, I just walked under it a while ago, right after the rain stopped, and saw all the braces hanging down and saw the concrete 3 inches up off the ground leaning over, and saw that two of the corner braces were bent at the concrete. And it's like, okay, now what am I supposed to do? I don't know if I can even fix this. I don't know if it's fixable. Mustang Sally, I don't think I've seen you in chat before. You must be one of the new subscribers. And the cat just tried to take the tripod with him. Prayers and hugs, there will be a way somehow. Yeah, I'll get it done somehow. I'll just have to get a good night's sleep, and maybe I'll feel in a better frame of mind tomorrow. But if it gets steamy hot the next couple of days, it's just going to burn my plants up. But it's not supposed to be, but like in the mid-90s the next couple of days, I think. And I think there's still a chance of rain like tomorrow and Friday. I just hope no more storms. I can't handle another storm. Well, thank you, Mustang Sally. Your second time? Well, where are you watching from, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, there's a Louisiana homestead. Hi, how are you? But where are you watching from, Mustang Sally? Now, somebody said they were from the Philippines, but I didn't think that was Mustang Sally. Well, the hummingbird don't want to come back when I got the camera on him. Or up there so you can see. There's Honey Holic. You got to be a new one too. You're from Alberta, Canada. Okay. Well, welcome, Honey Holic. The Philippine guy left. Oh, did they? Yeah, welcome to my channel. We always love new subscribers from all over the world, wherever. Look at Lucky sitting there on the steps. I don't know where little buddy's out there laying in the grass. Can you believe little buddy is out there laying in the wet grass? Let's see if I can show him to you. See him out there? He's laying in the wet grass. He don't care. Well, he's not in the grass. He's laying on a rock. He found a rock top, and he's laying on the dry rock tops, what he's laying on. There's Karen Meyer. Hello. Peter, hello. Hi, welcome. Grandma Teresa's in Ohio. Here goes a little hummingbird. Maybe he'll come back if I don't talk. How's Peter doing this evening? Well, good night, Hera, if you're leaving us. I'm not sure how you pronounce your name, but have a good night if you're leaving. I just need me a pick-me-up, or I don't know. It's a good thing I'm not a drinking person. I'd probably be getting about half lit right now, but I don't drink, so that wouldn't work. Oh, I'm just so discouraged. Canton, Ohio. I've never been to Ohio. Louisiana Homestead, thank you so much for that super chat. Mine did too. You know, when I was live earlier during that storm, my internet kept cutting out, and it would come back on reconnecting. That's when the wind was getting so bad under the patio here that I had to go in, my internet cut off, or my connection to my live went out at least 2 times and reconnected. We had a storm come through, Mustang Sally, and it's basically almost destroyed my canopy bower. That my garden is underneath it, that shade cloth. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it. The whole top is broken in. The metal pieces are hanging straight down inside. The concrete blocks that it was cemented in, 2 of them are tilted over to where they're 3 inches up off the ground on one side. The poles on this front side that you're looking at are bent. So it's going to be hard to upright it because of the fact that, I need like 4 people, one to each corner, to try to correct it. I can't do it by myself. I can't even upright one of the cement blocks that the post is in because the rest of the canopy is holding it over. So I don't know if one person alone could do anything with it. I'll try tomorrow. If it's not raining tomorrow, it's getting too late now to mess with it because it'll be dark out here pretty soon. And everything is so wet, I don't want to mess with it now. But that was a dome top. I don't know if you've seen it before in any of my videos, and it held my shade cloth up. Now it's caved in on the top. So all the framework on the top of it has busted loose. And it's just hanging inside over my plants. I would walk back out there and show you, but it's all wet. I got wet out there one time with it, and I come in and got dried, put on dry clothes, and I don't want to go get wet again. Yep, we had one hell of a storm, Mustang Sally. That wind was something fierce. Central Ohio. Yeah, we needed rain, but we didn't need this wind. We didn't need the damaging wind that came with it, but you can't have everything, I guess. Can't have everything. But yeah, I said I should probably go live again and let you know that I'm still kicking. I had to get out of that first live so fast because of the lightning and the thunder, the wind blowing the rain under the patio, getting me wet. It was getting the camera all wet. And I said, well, I better get in and turn the camera off before it ruins it. So I said, well, getting off that abruptly, I know everybody's going to wonder what's happening. Is she okay? And this, that, and the other. So I said, well, I'll go live and at least let you know I'm still kicking. I'm okay, but my canopy's not. Most of my plants are going to be okay. Some of them, they're blown over. And I'm going to have to tie up a bunch of stuff tomorrow. But I think the plants will be okay, but I just don't know about the canopy. I don't know what I can do with that, if anything. We knew what was going on. Yeah, things like this have happened before, so I'll just suck it up and put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Lucky's having the time of his life running around chasing bugs. chasing grasshoppers. Little buddy's still over here on the other side. Here's my hummingbird. Let's see if y'all. Well, I thought if I got quiet, he wouldn't fly off. They move those little wings so fast you can actually hear the wings fluttering. Yep, comes the little hummingbirds. I love watching the hummingbirds. I love watching all the birds, but I think the hummingbirds are my favorite to watch. No, I ate a sandwich earlier before the storm. I ate a pimento cheese sandwich, but I haven't actually eaten dinner. I don't know if I even want anything at this point. I'm just in a bad frame of mind right now, so I said maybe going live would help me just to talk to everybody, get words of encouragement. The storm didn't last long at all. I mean, it was a matter of 10, 15 minutes for it to brush through and do the damage and be gone. Yeah, it just like passed through like crazy. I mean, started raining, and then you saw what it was like when I was out here live. And then it started getting so bad, I had to go inside. Because the camera was getting wet, I was soaked. The wind was getting really bad. It was thunder and lightning. So I decided, well, I need to get in the house. I don't need to stay out here because the wind's getting too bad. And it only lasted 10 or 15 minutes, the pouring down rain and the hard wind, and then it was over. Yep, it don't take but a few minutes for it to do the damage, and then it's gone. I know my watermelon back there loved it. You can see the watermelon back there behind the that black tub in the middle of the screen, kind of between the green mesh on that black tub and the shed. You can see watermelon vines back there. They're perked up. They got some water. They like that. Yeah, well, I hope it don't get as bad as it got here, Gladys. It'll rip your AC right out of the window. But this back side of the house always gets the worst of the wind. The trees on the other side, that's on my empty lot, it's full of trees. I won't cut those trees down because they're like a windbreak. When these storms come through, it blocks the wind from the front of my house. But the trees on this other lot here behind me, over there, are so far away from the house that the wind goes between the trees and the house and then hits the backyard back there. That's one reason I always debate whether to even plant anything back there or not, because I know I have to put up something for shade, because plants here in Texas with this hot sun in the afternoon, they've got to have shade. They can't survive. Most of them can't. I mean, there's some plants that love the sun. They don't mind the sun as long as you can keep them watered. Other plants, if you put them out in the hot sun in the afternoon, they just burn up. They don't like the hot sun. So, I'll wait till tomorrow, get out there, and if it's not raining again, and see what I can do. I just don't know yet. I tried to set those poles upright and get the concrete setting back up level, but I couldn't move them. I couldn't move it because you're trying to move the whole canopy frame at one time. Oh. The wind come through last year, and it just flipped that canopy over. And that's when I got it upright. I repaired all of it I could repair, replaced parts of it, and then I put each corner post in concrete, thinking, well, that's going to keep it from flipping it over. But hey, the wind was so strong, it bent the poles. It bent the frame of it. Just ate ice cream. I could eat some ice cream if I had it right now. Is it Cindy's birthday? Well, happy birthday, Cindy. Not your birthday. Well, why is everybody telling you happy birthday then? You just ate ice cream, but it's not your birthday. Well, it don't have to be your birthday to eat ice cream. Y'all are being silly. Just because she ate ice cream doesn't mean it's her birthday. Your white lima bean video made me crave them. My mama made the best lima bean soups with ham hocks, fried potatoes, and biscuits. That sounds good. I might go in there and warm me up a bowl of my lima beans and ham. That might be what my dinner will be. Because they're already cooked. All I got to do is heat them up. You just ate birthday cake ice cream, but it's not your birthday. Well, that's okay. You can do that. We'll let you do that. I had some frozen slices. My teeth are cold. I know when I was eating those popsicles in my live the other day because I was so hot. You talk about getting brain freeze when you eat something real cold like that, and a lot of it. Well, I wasn't getting brain freeze. I was getting mouth freeze. My mouth was frozen from them popsicles. You were born in California, but all your mom's cooking was Southern. You just followed Gladys. What is wrong with these kitty cats? Let me get up. Let me see what he's doing. He's meowing for some reason. Hey, y'all better not fight. Look at this. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They're growling at one another. Lucky, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't even think about fighting with little buddy. No, don't you dare. You just come on over here. Little buddy don't need to be in fights. Little buddy's a sweet cat. You don't need to be fighting with him. Uh-uh. No. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You let little buddy come over here if he wants to. Have you ever seen cats like that? I think Lucky's jealous. He doesn't like the fact that little buddy gets attention. You reckon that's what it is? I don't think he likes little buddy getting attention. There's little buddy on the step. He got a good brushing. I got all them stickies off of him. Yeah, he got all those stickies off of him. Yes, he did. He got all the stickies off of him. What is Lucky trying to do? Get up on the garbage can? He saw that it was wobbling. Let me see if I can level it up. He's probably wanting to get on top of it for some reason. There's nothing in it because they picked up garbage already. They picked up garbage today, so that's an empty trash can. Thank God, because the wind blew it over. If it had been full, it might have went all over the yard. Yeah, I might do that. I might take little buddy in the house and give him some treats. You want to go in? Let me get my camera. No, don't. No, no. Lucky, just come in here. I don't believe it. Lucky, come in here too. He says, I want in the house. Lucky, come here. Where is he? I can't have both of these cats in the house. Come on. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I've got to get... Where'd he go? Y'all, I got to get Lucky out of the house. I don't know where he went. Come on, Lucky. Come here. Come here. Come here. Well, here, maybe I'll give him some treats and he'll follow me out. No, little buddy wants to follow me out. Lucky, come here. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Come here. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Come on, Lucky. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, little buddy. Here. Well, I had to get little buddy Lucky out, and I had to take treats out there to give him to get him out, and so I had to give both of them treats to get Lucky to go out. So they're both outside now. But anyway, I look a mess. Getting soaked in the rain and all the frustration of trying to deal with everything that was going on with that storm just drained me completely. Drained me completely. Is it still raining where you're at, Gladys, or is the storm past? He went running in the bedroom, and when I went in there, he came back in the kitchen, and I got a handful of treats and opened the front door, and him and Lucky both went out on the porch. So they went out on the porch to get the treats. But they both had to go out because I couldn't get Lucky out without little Buddy going out. It's past where you're at, Gladys? Well, that's good. Oh. Yeah, I'm just totally drained. I feel like I'm someone that don't have any fight left in them. Put it that way. All my fight's gone for one day. Yeah, cats are sneaky. And there's Wilson. Hi, Wilson. I caught one fish, but I didn't keep him because he's the only one I caught, and he was a little one. I mean, he was big enough you could have kept him and fried him, but he was a little fish, and I would have if I'd have caught two or three of them his size, I would have kept him. But just catching the one, I threw him back. He was a little catfish. You could see him in the video. It's the only one I caught was that one cat. I thought about going again this morning, but I had other stuff I needed to do. Yeah, I don't need any coffee tonight. I'm not drinking coffee, so. Because I do need a good night's sleep after all of that. Oh. But I remember so many times I've had people tell me, go live. I need to chat with people tonight. I'm down in the dumps, or I just need to talk to someone, and this type of thing. Till I figured, well, that's the kind of frame of mind I'm in. I needed to talk to people. So I said, I need to get back on here and let you know what happened after the storm passed. Because about that time, I needed someone to talk to. What time is my bedtime? Well, it's only 8:50 p.m. here right now. I don't usually go to bed till 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Sometimes I don't go to bed till 1 or 2 in the morning. Sometimes I'm working on videos so late that I lose track of time, and it's 2 a.m. before I know it. But yeah, I usually try to go to bed about 11 or 12 at the latest. And there's Patty C. I appreciate that, Gladys. I'm sorry it happened too. I mean, all that work I did out there, just to have it basically destroyed just is a killer. It's disappointing. My hair is all wet from being out there the first time. Because I had already shampooed my hair, and it had got dry. And when I was out there when it was storming, it blew that rain so hard under the carport, or not carport, but the patio, that my hair got wet all over again. So I need to let it down and let it dry out so it won't be wet for me going to bed at night. Get my pillow all wet. Whew. Well, the plants made it better than the canopy top. The canopy top's what got destroyed. The plants underneath are still fine. I had the bucket of pepper plants. I had the whole chair. You know, I had a chair with a 5-gallon bucket with pepper plants in it, in the seat of it. It threw the chair and the 5-gallon bucket over into the tomato plant. But it didn't dump anything out of the bucket. So I was able to pick the bucket up of pepper plants, and they're fine, and move the chair. I just didn't put it back in the chair yet. I was afraid more wind would come. Yeah, my house is okay. Connie says, Mustang, okay, I will tell her. Oh, okay, Mustang, I read that. It said, you'll come back. I want to see the storm video you posted. Yeah, I knew the way the wind was blowing and it was hitting that canopy. I knew it was going to do damage. I just didn't know how much. Oh no, Cindy. Wilson's mom just passed. I'm sorry, Wilson. Oh, I missed your comment, Wilson. I'm so sorry. He said he just went to his mom's service. She passed away. I'm so sorry, Wilson. I know you have everybody's condolences here. Yeah, I read her comment, Connie, where she's going to go watch the storm video and then come back. That wind got pretty fierce. That's why I had to turn the live off and come in the house, because that wind was blowing so hard. Wilson's mom was 87 years old. My mom was 86 when she died. And I expected her to live longer than that. I mean, some people live up to being 100 years old. But, everybody's time is different, and that's something we can't control. But I am sorry to hear you lost your mom, Wilson. Sorry, I didn't realize you were talking. I was talking, and all you saw was the back of my head. Maybe I can get it over here in this other. Get it out of this one and put it in this one. maybe it'll work better. At least I'll be facing you and I'm not talking to the computer screen over here. Yeah, I felt like I needed the support of my subscribers this evening after I went out there and saw the damage to my canopy and my shade cloth and everything. Yeah, we're all going to pray for you, Wilson. And I know words can't help the way you feel, the loss you feel, but just know that we're all here for you. I got on this shirt with a collar, and I don't usually wear shirts with collars. I look a mess. I shouldn't even be on camera right now. I can't imagine what would have took place on this other side of the yard if I'd have sold that lot when that realtor came through. Because I know the first thing they would have done was cut every one of those trees down. And I would not have not one bit of trees to block the wind from my house. And being up on the top of this mountain, you need all the windbreak you can get. So I don't think I'll ever sell that lot over there as long as I live here, because it's my wind block. That's my protection from these storms that come through. Well, thank you, Karen, but I know that's not true. I don't look beautiful at all. I'm drinking watermelon limeade. In this heat in Texas, you got to constantly drink stuff because you got to stay hydrated, not dehydrated. You got to stay hydrated. Eat your beans, you need to feel better. Well, I guess I could do that. I hate to eat in front of everybody, though, but I've done it before. mm. Oh, got them in there heating up. 10 p.m. where Grandma Teresa is. It's 9 o'clock here. You're an hour ahead of me. Pork chops do sound good. I could eat a pork chop right now. I'm going to eat my lima beans and ham that I made in my video. I've got a big old bowl of them in the refrigerator. You know, all the stuff I make from the videos, I just put it in the refrigerator and take it out and heat it up as I want to eat it. Sometimes I don't eat all of it. It goes in the compost bin, but I eat a big part of it. And there's Kalid. Hello. Welcome to my live, even though it's a bad situation with the storm that just went through. But you're so welcome to my live to give me moral support. You have a friend that lives in Keller, Texas. That's not too far from here. It's about a 2-hour drive. Yeah, I used to braid it quite often, put it in a French braid, but I haven't braided it in a long time. I needed it down right now because it's damp. Where I had it up and the rain hit my head and it was getting me all wet and it got my hair wet again. So I just took it down so that my hair will dry out before I go to bed because I don't like to use a blow dryer on it. I have a candle. I lit it up going to light for 7 days. Oh, okay. That's a neat thing to do. Yeah, you can tell I didn't didn't plan on going live. I look terrible. I look terrible, y'all. Y'all want some of my beans? See my bowl of beans and ham? Y'all come eat some with me. Thank you, Wilson. Feel better after you get something warm in your tummy? Maybe. It's not going to change the fact that that canopy's tore all to heck. The frame is. For some reason, your lima beans with ham are always better the day after you cook them. Just like chili and spaghetti and all that kind of stuff that has a lot of spices in it. It seems like it always tastes better the next day after you cook it. Paula, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's to help with the repairs. Thank you. I just hope I can repair it somehow. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, the frame has got to be uprighted and those concrete that the posts are in I just don't know how I'm going to get them uprighted. Yeah, I know everybody loves me. That's the reason I said I had to come on the live and get a pick-me-upper from everybody. Beans was soaking overnight when you cook them. That's why they are better to eat. Whew. That was a hot mouthful there. I didn't realize that bean was that hot. It burnt my mouth. Yeah, I guess it overnight soaking in that juice, it soaks up all the good stuff into the beans and makes them taste better. All the spices get to know one another. I got my limeade. Watermelon limeade is what I'm drinking. What did everybody else have for dinner tonight? I'm back. Just watched the storm video. That was crazy. Yeah, it was a little crazy. Mm. Oh, look at Grandma Teresa. She had meatloaf, scalloped taters, green beans, and corn. Gladys had French fries. Well, she's having them now. And Paula says she thinks she's going to have to go get her a snack. She'll be right back. And Caleb says, "How are you, my dearest? I'm better than I was because my canopy out there over my garden is totally destroyed by the wind from the storm. I don't know if I can fix it or not." And Mustang Sally made barbecue pork sandwiches with leftover boneless pork, short ribs, and barbecue chips. Easy peasy. Yeah, it sounds good too. I'm wondering how meatloaf soup would be. I don't know if meatloaf soup, but it sounds like it would be. Or you can use the meatloaf in cabbage roll ups. Get you some cabbage leaves and make you some stuffed cabbage. Put your meatloaf in your cabbage. Maybe mix the meatloaf in with a little bit of rice and make you some stuffed cabbage rolls. Yeah, you can make tacos with it, probably. That's me, Mustang Sally. Sally, I always do 2 or 3 different things with the food I cook. Except for my beans and my ham. I'm not going to do anything else with my beans and ham but eat them. Cindy said I made chicken tacos last night for dinner. That sounds good. Yeah, but I just happened to think about that because I was thinking about making cabbage rolls the other day. And I said you could use leftover Spanish rice. You could use leftover meatloaf. You could roll it pure meatloaf in your cabbage leaves and make stuffed cabbage. Or you could mix a little bit of rice in with that meatloaf meat and maybe a few vegetables and make cabbage rolls. That'd be good. I never really have meatloaf left over when I cook it. I mean, I do, but I'm like Gladys. I love meatloaf sandwiches. So I'll make a really small meatloaf just for myself, and I'll eat it with mashed potatoes and vegetables and stuff like that. Then the next day, I'll start making me some meatloaf sandwiches. I love meatloaf sandwiches. Put some ketchup on it and eat it. Oh, I love it. But if I had enough meat left over, that's what I'd do. I'd mix it with a little bit of rice and make cabbage rolls with it. Then add maybe a can of tomato soup. Pour it on your cabbage rolls in the pan and cook them. That'd be real good, I think. Best wishes to you too, Kaylin. I'm so glad you could join us tonight. I could too, Mustang Sally. I could live off of meatloaf sandwiches. I love them. I could make a meal with meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans or something. The next day, I could make a meatloaf sandwich and some macaroni and cheese, or just eat a meatloaf sandwich for my meal. I wouldn't care. I didn't think to look at the rain gauge, Wilson, to see how much rain we got, but we got a lot because it was standing in the yard. It was coming down so fast, it didn't have time to soak in the ground. It was just standing on the top of the yard. But since I'm up on the hill, the minute it quits raining, the ground just soaks it up and it's gone. That's why those 2 poles on that addition to the shade cloth canopy, I had it staked down in the ground with rebar, and then I had the poles attached to the rebar. The ground got so soft and the wind was blowing the poles so much, it literally moved the rebar in the ground. So I'm gonna, to fix that, I can take the rebar up, put it, drive it down in another hole and then attach the poles to it and fix that part of it. But I don't know about the main part of the canopy. I just don't know. Oh, I'm getting full, y'all. And I haven't even eaten half this bowl. I think my stomach stays so full because of me drinking all the time, drinking water or Gatorade or something because of the heat out here. So my stomach shrinks. and it doesn't take much food to fill me up. So I've not even eat half of what I had in my bowl, and I'm already full. Yeah, that's me. A lot of times I can't eat much when it's hot. But I drink water, I drink Gatorade, I drink lemonade, I drink cold tea, the limeade, watermelon limeade. I'll drink it all day. It's not been as hot today. It's only been like in the mid 90s today, where it was like 101 yesterday. And it's 82 degrees right now. So that's cool compared to 100. Well, no, it's 78 right now. So the temperature has dropped. 78 degrees. And to me, 78 degrees is perfect. I mean, you don't need heat, you don't need AC running, you don't, it's perfect. 78 degrees. It could stay that way all the time for me. Yeah, it's been hot and dry here till the ground was cracking. And Grandma Teresa said it's 70 where she's at. She's at. Mustang Sally says it's 72 where she's at. Yeah. Well, at least one thing good the storm brought was a little bit cooler temperature. It was a nice break from the heat, but we didn't need the damaging wind. Y'all have some beans and ham with me. It's pretty good. Even if I do say so myself, I'm the one that cooked it. And I probably shouldn't have went live again and kept y'all on here tonight, because we got a live for tomorrow night. Pass to me. There you go. Open wide, Wilson. You leaving us, Grandma? Grandma Teresa? Oh, Karen says, good night, my new friends. I'm going to bed. Okay. Because I know it's pretty late where some of you are. Grandma said, yeah, it's close to my bedtime. Well, okay. I'm glad you could come into our live, and I hope we'll see you tomorrow night in the Thursday night get together. It's only 7:20 where Mustang Sally is. So it's still early. And Cindy's going to make some peanut butter bars. That sounds good. I love peanut butter. It's 9:22 p.m. here, Caleb. No, I don't listen to the radio at night. Actually, I don't even listen to the radio anymore. I'm usually on YouTube, or I'm on YouTube on the television. Okay, Paula, glad y'all could come in. Y'all have boosted my morale quite a bit, just being in here chatting with me, supporting me. You made me feel a lot better because I was down in the dumps. I feel lots better now morally. My mind's a little clearer. I know everything I do is on YouTube. I'm either editing, filming, uploading, or doing something on YouTube. All right, can't eat anymore. I'm from Pakistan and it's 7:24 a.m. So it's early morning for you, Caleb, and it's late at night. We're getting late at night for us. Yeah, it's 9:25 p.m. in the evening, nighttime here. Let me have it. Well, you can have it. You can have a whole bowl of beans and ham if you want it, Wilson. I'll let you have it. It's night here. It's pitch dark outside right now. It gets dark here about 9 o'clock in the summertime, and oh my God, it's dark by like 7 or so in the wintertime because you know the days are shorter. You're welcome, Wilson. So you're just getting up in Pakistan, Caleb. You got your whole day ahead of you. I've got security lights out there. Motion lights, they come on, and there's a couple of the security lights that I can turn on from the app on my phone if I need to turn them on if they don't come on automatically. Because they'll come on, from movement. But if I want to turn them on just to see what's going on, I can turn it on. I just go to the app on my phone for my security light and my security camera, and I can turn the light on. I want more and more time spent you sweet lovely lady. Well, thank you so much, Kayla. You're so sweet. And look at all the roses. Oh, hair's getting a little bit drier. Y'all, we've been on here for an hour and a half. I don't seem like we've been on here for that long. Man, time flies when you get to talking with your friends, doesn't it? I get in the chat and I start reading all the chats and I start talking with people and answering chats, and I lose track of time. I just, you know, we can do trivia tomorrow. It's just what everybody wants to do, I guess. There's April. April, I got your shirt. Thank you so much. And that Kona coffee. I've never had Kona coffee before, but I'm sure going to try it. I love the shirt. Thank you so much. I missed seeing you in the live when I showed it. I kept looking for you, but I didn't see you show up. But I said it might be too early for you. Your cats are circling you like sharks. They want their tuna. Thank you for the warm welcome, and I will do my best to come to your live tomorrow. Take care. Well, thank you so much, Mustang Sally. Your chat is dark? Yeah, I've never had Kona coffee before, so I'm anxious to try it. The coffee strong. Well, I'll make it a little weaker then. I won't put as much in it as they tell you to. Okay, see you, Mustang Sally. We probably ought to get off of here. We've been on here long enough. People are getting tired. They want to go to bed. But I hate to leave since April just came in. Yeah, I was going to wear the shirt tomorrow night. That's my plan anyway. I'll wear the shirt tomorrow night for the live. You have a good night, Mustang Sally. Kyle was on here earlier. I don't know if he's still listening or not, but I don't blame him. It's kind of a boring live tonight after the storm. It was mostly just to get my morale boosted up. Thank you, Caleb. You just got home, April? Yeah, we had a pretty bad storm that came through. It's practically destroyed my canopy where my shade cloth was over my garden area. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it or not. It even turned the concrete pillars over that those corner posts were in. And I don't know if I can get them upright. I've tried and I can't do it. The whole canopy tries to move when I try to upright just one corner. And I can't move the whole thing at one time. But I'll tackle it tomorrow. I've been trying to get all of it off my mind and not worry about it anymore tonight because there's nothing I can do tonight. I said I'll just sleep on it and see what I can do tomorrow if it's not raining. Because I think they said we had a chance of rain for the next couple of days off and on. Yeah, I had about 6 or 7 minutes of the storm that I was outside, and the wind got so bad with the rain blowing it under the patio. I got drenched. Even my hair was wet, and I was in the center of the patio, and I still got soaked. So my camera was getting wet. It was thundering and lightning. The wind was blowing so hard, and I was afraid it was going to get worse. So I had to come in the house. So I ended that live, and I had to take a shower and put on dry clothes because my clothes were soaking wet. Smile will be on your face. Well, thank you, Kaylin. I mean, you can't imagine how I felt when the wind first started hitting that canopy and it started swaying, and I kept saying, no, no, no. You can hear it on the camera. It's like, no, 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 don't. Oh, but it damaged it pretty bad. The whole arch of it, the dome of it, is crushed in. A lot of the framework busted loose, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to put it back together. Because it's not just come loose, it's broke loose. And I don't know if there's going to be a way that I can fasten it back. It's almost like, what are they? The yurts. Have you ever seen people build the yurts on TV before? How they have like framework on the top going into the center, and then you got a circle around the center, and those beams hold the center of it up. Well, that's kind of the way the canopy was made. And those beams that are going to the center, there's several of those that busted loose, and they're just hanging straight down. And I don't know if I can fix them or not. I don't know if I can reattach it anyway. I know I worked really hard on it, and I fixed it one time from last year where it flipped it over. And I thought this time putting it in concrete, on the corner post would keep it from flipping over. And for the most part, it did. But the wind was so strong, it bent the metal. And it broke the part of the top of it. And it turns the back corner post over, and the concrete that they were in, the posts were in, one side of the concrete is lifted that high off the ground. And I can't get it pushed back. Thank you, Kaylin. Yeah, all the work and then a storm. And, we may have more storms throughout the summer. So even if I get it halfway fixed this time, we may have another storm that'll just destroy it again. Yeah, people do live in yurts there. And I think they're really pretty, some of them. But that's kind of the way the canopy top is. It's got uh, braces coming across the top all the way around it toward the center. And then it's got a centerpiece about that big around that all of those posts meet to. Little Buddy and Lucky are fine. They were in the house a minute ago. I was trying to get Little Buddy in, and I was going to give Little Buddy a treat, and Lucky come running in with him. So I had both of them in the house, and I can't leave Lucky in here. He'll spray all over the house because he's not been fixed yet. So to get him out, I had to give him more treats on the front porch and put him out there. And the wind knocked their food bowl over. I had dried food, cat food in their bowls. It flipped the bowls over. The bowls were out in the yard, and the food left on the porch. And even though it was dried food in the bowls, it's wet now because it rained on it. So I'm going to have to get that off the porch, or it's going to cause ants like crazy. Thank you, Caleb. He's always posting compliments to me. Thank you so much, Caleb. You're a sweet person. I watched this one farming family. It's this black guy that he was a bodybuilder, and his wife is white, and I guess she met him while he was doing his bodybuilding and stuff. Well, they got married, they got kids, they moved out of the city and moved in a yurt. That's what they live in on their farm. And they're in the plans of adding another section of a yurt to what they've got to put in like a separate kitchen and separate bedrooms and stuff like that. And they'll all be connected with like hallways or something. It's got to be interesting to see how they do it. And I watched this one too, Jake and Nicole. They lived in a yurt for a long time, and now they were in the process of building um, those cargo containers. They got a bunch of those put together, and they got them stacked, and they were going to turn that into a big house. But she's was going to have another baby, so they moved to this tropical area where they bought a house, and they're living there till the baby was born. Well, they've ended up having twins, and they haven't showed them yet, and I can't wait to see the twins. They said in their next video they'll show the twins. They've already got a little boy, and he's a little doll, and now they got a set of twins. And I don't know if they're identical or not. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I've got a video, Wilson. If you'll look back on some of my videos here a while back, I've got a fish fry video where I fried fish and made a fish dinner. And there's Colabri. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But welcome. You must be a new subscriber. I actually fixed a can of lima beans and cubed some ham. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for easy cooking tips, especially single folks like us. Well, you're welcome, Colabri. How do you pronounce that, y'all? I don't know. No matter how I say it, it's probably going to be wrong every way I say it. But yeah, I got a fish fry video that I did where I fried fish and I think potatoes. Well, I made a whole meal. You expect rain where you're at, Caleb? Yeah, I used to work in a restaurant back when I was like 19, and I actually battered their fish. They got fresh fish in from the coast because we lived right on the coast, and when the ships come in with their fresh oysters, fish, all kind, everything, the restaurant would get it, and I'd spend hours dipping oysters in egg and dipping them in milk and dipping them in flour and cornmeal and battering them all up and then putting them in containers to freeze to take out to cook when people ordered fried oysters. And we did all the fish that way. So I was showing people in my video how I batter my fish and fried it. And they were saying, oh, it looked just like fish you get in a restaurant. So pretty. I said, well, that's the way we fixed it in the restaurant when I worked there years ago, too. 75 where April is in Hawaii and very windy. Yeah, well, it's 78 degrees here right now, April. So that storm that came through dropped our temperatures quite a bit, which is good. But we didn't need the damaging wind that it brought with it. Yeah, it was only in the mid 90s today because that storm was on the way. I mean, I knew we had a chance of rain this afternoon, but I was not expecting a storm. But it did drop our temperatures quite a bit, and it's comfortable now. It's not so hot. And I think it's only going to be like 90, maybe low 90s tomorrow, next couple of days. So the storm is going to cool things off just a tiny bit. And it brought us some much needed rain for the garden and the yard. Yeah, it was getting kind of scary there for a while. That's one reason I had to come in the house. That wind was getting up something fierce. It could have been because I've had tornadoes come through the edge of my yard before. That's the reason those trees are tall tree stumps. Because a small tornado come through and the edge of the tornado whipped one of the big limbs off the tree and just broke it down. It was still attached to the tree, but it was laying down on the ground. And my neighbor came over with his son, and his wife came with him, and they cut them off. But he left the stumps tall. He said, well, you might want to put a birdhouse up there. And I did have a birdhouse up there for a long time until we had a storm about a month or so ago, and it ripped the birdhouse up off the top of the tree. And I've not put it back up yet. And I'm kind of glad now I didn't, because that wind today would have ripped it back off again. So I don't know if I'm going to put it back up or not. And there's Paws in the garden. Hello. And there's Little Bit of Pure Gold. Well, welcome. You must be one of my new subscribers because I have not seen you in chat before. Tornado pushed 6 of our huge trees down this last spring. Oh, wow. Well, when it gets real dry and it rains as much as it did during that storm that just come through, and it drops so much rain, the ground gets so soft so fast, that's when the trees go over. That's the reason those 2 poles were bent over. The rebarb that was driven down in the ground literally moved in the ground and laid over because the ground got so soft. You're in Spalding, Oklahoma. Okay. Well, thank you, Caleb. I know you're being sweet. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's scary when big trees go down. There's a big pine tree in the corner of the yard next to the highway of the house my dad built in North Carolina. And everybody was always afraid that tree was going to fall And if it fell, even as big as our yard was, they said if it fell toward the house, it would destroy the house. And my dad told them that big old pine tree has such a deep taproot, it's probably down to China. It's in the ground so deep. He said that tree will never blow over. It might break off. I mean, the top might break out of it if the wind got bad enough, but it would never be uprooted. And it never has. It's still there. And it's been there for, well, it's been there longer than I am old, so. It's been there for many, many years. I don't think it's going anywhere. Oh no, April, Biden has COVID? I hadn't heard that. I haven't been listening to the news. I haven't heard any of his speeches. I know he's done several short speeches since Trump got shot, but I haven't listened to them. Well, I don't like him as a president, but I hope he's okay. I don't wish any harm on him with COVID. Yeah, I don't recommend anybody having COVID. I think I had COVID when I worked at Lowe's several years ago when I was still working, because there were several people in there that had it, and they were quarantined for 14 days before they could come back to work. And there was one day I went to work, I didn't feel good. I kept getting chills, like you do if you're coming down with a virus or getting ready to run a fever. That night, I felt really bad. I didn't think I was even going to make it to work the next day the way I felt that night. My temperature was up. I did run a slight fever. I took some ibuprofen and stuff, went to bed, got a good night's sleep. Got up the next morning and I was fine. I went to work, but I think I had a light case of COVID right then. Because food that I eat does not taste the same anymore. And I know COVID leaves a lot of different side effects with different people. And I'm thinking I had COVID and it did something to my taste buds to where a lot of the food that I eat don't taste right anymore. It don't taste the same. April said I was in ICU. Well, I think I had maybe a light case of it because I had built my immune system up so much, taking all these vitamins that I've been taking for many years to build up my immune system from going through chemo. Chemo knocks out your immune system. So I was taking tons of vitamins every day for years to build up my immune system so I wouldn't get sick if I just went to the store. And finally, I got my system built back up. And I think that's why, if that was COVID, that it only affected me for one day. And by the next day, I was fine. I went back to work, no problem. Felt great. So it depends on your immune system how bad a case of COVID you have. Now, if I'd have gotten COVID the year before, I probably would not have come out that well. And I probably would have been a lot sicker for longer. Yeah, see, a little bit of pure gold said she has a friend that still can't smell or taste since 20. Buck stops here. Well, you're new too. I don't think I've seen you in chat before. You caught it from your son who's on the mainland now. Yeah, it affects people differently. I know a husband and wife, some friends of mine, they both got COVID at the same time. Well, the woman, she got over it in a matter of days and she was fine. She has no after effects from it that she can tell. But her husband, he had a worse case of it, and he's left with a lot of health problems from having COVID, and she wasn't. So it just depends on your immune system and everything about your makeup, when you get COVID, how it's going to affect you. Yeah, I can't imagine what it would have done to me right after I went through chemo and my immune system was knocked out. I probably would have died if I'd have got caught COVID back that during that time. But I'd spent over a year taking a lot of vitamins, building up my immune system before I got it. And I'm saying it was that because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I never did go in and get tested for it or nothing. I got it a year later to the day. I don't know. I can drink water and it leaves like an aftertaste in my mouth. I can drink Coke and it doesn't seem like it tastes the same. I think I'm addicted to the fizz, the seltzer, but it doesn't seem like Pepsi or Coke even taste exactly the same as it did before. Yeah, vitamin D and K2, 5,000 milligrams a day. Well, I take calcium, I take D, I take vitamin C, I take, I take a whole handful of vitamins every night. And I took them with me on vacation. My brother saw me with a handful of these pills. He said, "Sis, you don't need to be taking all that medication. You don't know what all that's going to do to you." I said, "This is not prescription medicine. This is vitamins in my hand." He didn't believe me. I said, "This is all vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, B12." And I mean, I had a whole list. I said, "The only thing in my hand that is a prescription is my blood pressure pill." And I said, "I don't even think I need it. But I'm satisfying my doctor and I'm taking it. But everything else in my hand is vitamins, pure vitamins off the counter." Oh, wow. Are you serious? Well, I take vitamin C, I take calcium, I take B12, I take magnesium. Um, I don't even know all the list that's up there. I take a multivitamin every day for women. And I take the calcium because, I was always allergic to the fat content in milk, so I wouldn't drink milk. And that's why I got hurt years ago, is because my bones were weak. And after I got hurt and it did so much damage to my bones, I started taking a lot of calcium. And I started building my bones up with the calcium. And my doctor noticed, my chiropractor, I went in after months and months of taking the calcium. And he said, "You're doing something. What are you doing? Your bones don't sound the same." I said, "Oh, I guess it's all the calcium I've been taking." Calcium and vitamin D. He said, "Yep, that's what it is." He said, "Your bones are stronger." And now when I go in and get a bone scan, it always comes up good. My bones are healthy. Probiotics. Yeah, I took those for a while too, April. I think I still got some up there. But I had to, because with chemo, it knocked out my immune system and I couldn't go anywhere without getting sick. I could walk in Walmart and I'd come back and I'd be caught something. If somebody had a cold, I had it when I got home. I couldn't go to church. I couldn't go anywhere where there's a whole big crowd of people. And I picked times to go to Walmart, to buy groceries, either late at night when there was not a lot of people in the store, or real early in the morning when there was not a lot of people there. So if someone was sick, maybe I wouldn't run into them. Yeah, they strengthen. I lost all my hair from chemo, Cindy. Twice as thick before I lost it from chemo than it is right now. It's thin compared to what it was. Only about half of my hair came back. But I mean, I still got plenty of hair, thank God that I did have real thick hair to begin with, because I would have hated to have seen my hair when it came back if I'd have had thin hair before. Yeah, they told me when I started going through chemo, they said, well, you just well go ahead and cut your hair off. They said most women just basically shave their head or cut it off as short as they can get it because it's going to fall out. Well, I didn't want to cut my hair, and I didn't. I waited till the last minute. I got in the shower one night, and this was after I went through, I think, the second chemo treatment, and all of a sudden, globs, just blobs of hair fell from my head. I was shampooing my hair. Just wads of hair was falling to the tub. I was in the shower, and just hair was falling in big, bunches to the bottom where my feet were. And I says, oh no, I'm losing my hair. I said I should have just cut it off. Well, when I got out of the shower that night, I got my hair, what was left, as dried as I could possibly get it. Because, I mean, I could touch it and pull it and it would just pull out. And I did that. I pulled what I could. I mean, I just took it like this and pulled it like that and pulled it out. Got rid of it. And what didn't come out that was still there, I took the scissors and I just cut it up right to my head. Just as short as I could get it. Because I knew it was all going to come out anyway. Your husband shaved his head? Well, you have to, because it's going to end up looking that way anyway. I just wasn't a believer. I didn't think my hair was going to fall out. I didn't want it to. I didn't have hair on any part of my body. I mean, my body was just like a newborn baby. I didn't have eyebrows. I didn't have eyelashes. And even my eyebrows didn't all come back. Because now I have to wear eyebrow pencil to make it look like I got eyebrows. Because I don't have any hardly. And the ones I do have are real light colored, so you don't really see them. Okay, Caleb, everybody pray for Caleb. He's got a family problem, so everybody needs to remember him in prayer. Mine is just the tap water. It comes from the city. Yeah, it's okay now, but it's not like it used to be. It's real thin now. And it's like the baby fine hair came back. It's not the good strong hair that was there before. It's the real baby fine hair. That's what came back. My arms were real hairy too. And I never liked my arms being hairy because I'm a woman. And I basically have no hair on my arms. Even the hair on my arms never came back. Not much of my hair came back on my legs either. Which is not a bad thing because I don't have to shave my legs that often now. Yeah, we're going to pray for you, Caleb. Everybody will pray for you. But I had a lot of hair on my arms, and I mean, it was black. Strong hair on my arms and my legs. It's not there now. I mean, my arms are just as slick as can be. None of the hair came back. Mine did too, April. It came back kinky curly, like it was burnt from a bad perm. And it gradually grew out, and I kept it cut off until finally it halfway got back to normal. I didn't look like the same person. It was kinky curly, like it was burnt, and almost like a fluorescent white. And gradually, as my hair grew back and I kept cutting it off to get rid of that frizzy part, it came back in kind of speckled, dark brown and gray, not snow white. So I know I do have gray hair, but I do have still brown hair in it. It's like salt and pepper, as they call it. Yours hangs in ringlets, April. And it's still curly today, April. Well, all of that finally grew off of mine where it was just like frizzy. It looked like a afro, like an African afro. It was so frizzy, kinky tight, it looked burnt. Shirley Temple style. Mine used to be like that when I was a little girl, and my mom would literally, when I'd shampoo my hair, she'd dry it, she'd take my hair and wrap it around her finger and put a bobby pin through it and make long ringlets in my hair. But if I'd cut my hair in layers or short, it would curl up. It's so long now, the weight of it pulls the curl out of it. Yes, we're all going to pray for you, Kaylin, and for your family problem. That everything gets better and everything is okay. They diagnosed me with invasive ductal carcinoma. But I didn't have it. It was a misdiagnosis. Or either they somehow got the diagnosis mixed up with someone else, because I didn't have cancer. But they put me through the chemo, the surgery, everything. Just to find out when I went in for my 5 or 6 weeks checkup after surgery, my surgeon took me in her office and sat me down and told me, she said, "We need to talk." And her face turned so red. She said, "I got to tell you," she said, "you do not have cancer." She said, "The technician, the one that tests the tissue that they remove in the laboratory, he retested, and retested. He tested 5 or 6 different times because he thought he missed something. And he said none of the tests ever came back that I had cancer. There was no cancer cells whatsoever in any tissue that they cut off of me. All I had was fibrocystic cyst. And I told them that's what it was before I ever went into surgery. And they said, "No, you got cancer." They gave me 3 years to live, scared me to death, scared my family to death, just to find out 6 weeks after the surgery that I never had cancer. I didn't have to have the drastic surgery that they had. I did not have to have the chemo. Did not have to have any radiation, thank God. But yet my cancer doctor wanted me to go back through a whole year of preventative chemo. I looked at her and I said, "Do you want to go through a year of preventative chemo?" She said, "No, because I don't have cancer." I looked straight at her and I said, "I don't either." So I never went through that year preventative chemo. I would be dead if I had. Thank you, Kaylin. Yep, I had chemo for nothing. I lost my hair. Only half my hair came back. Knocked out my immune system. They made me gain a ton of weight because the doctor said she didn't want me losing weight. She wanted me to gain weight because I was so thin when I went in. I was a little tiny thing when I went in, like April in her picture. I didn't have fat on my body, but the cancer doctor had them put something in that chemo when they gave it to me that gave me an appetite to eat and wanted me to gain weight. Every time I go in there, they'd weigh me and she said, "Well, you don't weigh enough. You need to weigh more." I said, "I don't need to gain weight." Well, I gained it and I can't lose it now. And the bad thing about the surgery, they took out 22 lymph nodes out of my arm or under my arm. And now it causes my arm to hold that fluid that comes through those lymph nodes, and it causes your arm to look swollen. It's always bigger than this other arm, and it goes into the rest of your body, and it looks almost like cellulite, and it's not. It's that liquid that comes through those lymph nodes that have been taken out, and there's nothing I can do about that either. My surgeon said you need to sweat. So yeah, I said I sweat enough in this Texas heat in the summer. I mean, I don't in the wintertime, and I need to do something about that so I can, keep a lot of that fluid sweated out of my body. Now they do immune therapy. Well, they didn't do anything to help you build up your my immune system. They didn't even tell you to take vitamins or anything. I did all that on my own. And I asked my surgeon, I said, well, can you not just test the lymph nodes? Test the lymph nodes. Don't remove them till you test them, till you know they have cancer. We can't do that. Evidently, the insurance, Medicare, wouldn't pay for it, I guess. So they took out 22 of them, and they didn't have to do that. I should have sued them, but I didn't. Because I had a good case. I probably would have got a hunk of money out of them. Well, out of their insurance. Because, surgeons and doctors and all of them, they're insured. Yeah, and thinking back on it, I should have went and got a second opinion. I should not have just listened to the first diagnosis and went with it. I just figured, well, they knew what they were talking about, Well, they didn't. I knew more than them. I had fibrocystic cyst in my breast, and they said it was cancer. Yeah, melanoma gets in lymph nodes and spreads. Well, see, I never had it in my lymph nodes at all. And if you have the stage 3 invasive ductal carcinoma, like they said I had, I would have had it in my bloodstream already. There was nothing in my bloodstream either, because they tested my blood every time I went. There was never anything in my blood to show that I had cancer. And that should have been the first telltale sign to the doctors that I did not have the cancer they said I did. But it's too late now. You can't go back and change it, so I have to live with it. Well, they never did an ultrasound on me that I know of. I did go back in one time after the surgery, and they started giving me that red devil chemo, as they call it, which is even stronger. And I didn't feel good when I left the clinic, the cancer center. And I had a car pick me up. It was from the transit. They picked me up. Well, they took me down there too, because I can't drive after a chemo session. They filled me also full of Benadryl because I was allergic to so much of the stuff they were giving me. And that's one thing that caused me to gain a lot of weight, to where I had to get somebody to drive for me. So I got the transit to take me there, transit to bring me home. And Medicare paid for it. Well, I got to my house, and I felt bad when I was getting out of the car, because it takes about almost an hour to drive from the cancer center to my house. I was feeling bad when I got out of the car. Well, I got to my door, unlocked the door, took one step in my door, and all of a sudden I went lightheaded. And I had a recliner right inside the door against the bar. I just kind of turned around and literally fell in that recliner because I passed out. I came to sitting in the recliner, and it was that chemo, that red devil they had given me. And when I told the oncologist what happened, they said, well, you got to go see a heart doctor, because they knew I had a heart murmur. I was born with it. I went in to see this heart doctor. They did a heart echo, and they said, the chemo eats away your cells. And in your case, since you already had a heart murmur, it makes the heart murmur bigger. The hole in your heart gets bigger with the chemo. And that red devil that they gave you the last time, by the time you got home, the hole was big enough in your heart that it caused you to pass out. And he said, you don't need any more chemo. And I told him the story about going through the cancer and the chemo and all this stuff, and then the surgeon telling me I didn't have cancer and all that. He said, well, if you don't have it, you don't need to take chemo. And my surgeon told me that. When I was there that day, she said, you do not need any more chemo. You do not need radiation. You do not need any more treatment. You do not have cancer. Well, I went back to the cancer center one time after that, and so she would know what was going on with the heart doctor and everything else. I let them draw blood to test it, but I would not let them give me any more chemo. I said, no, I'm done with that. I'll come up here and you can test my blood all you want, but I'm not going through any more treatments. And that's what I did. On my time to go in there for my checkup, I let them draw blood. They tested it. It came back positive. Or negative. There was no cancer cells in my blood whatsoever. It always come back clean. And that was it. And finally, I went, and I'm not going to say who told me, but it was somebody at the clinic, the cancer center, told me. They said, if you keep coming, they're going to tell you that the cancer's back, because they're going to want to put you through treatment again, and you don't have cancer. Now, this was somebody that worked there. Needless to say, that was the last time I went. I've never been back, and I'm not going back. Yes, I've still got all my body parts, except for the 22 lymph nodes that they took out. How long has it been dealing with cancer? This has been almost 20 years ago, and they gave me 3 years to live with the diagnosis that they had, and I never had cancer. And I don't remember the exact date, but it's been, what was it, 96 maybe? I can't remember what the date was. I think it was around 1996, maybe. And I'm fine. I don't have cancer. And I said, I thank God. I said, I don't know if I ever had it or I didn't, but I don't now. And I praise God. I said, God either worked a miracle or I never had it to begin with. And I just praise God that I know I don't have it, and I'm not going back to the clinic. So, I'm not telling you not to believe your doctors, but go get your second opinion. Just don't take it at face value, so sometimes it doesn't pay to. Now, when I'd had my back and neck surgery for the injury I had, I got a second opinion on that. And the second opinion was the same as the first diagnosis, so I went with it. I had the best surgeon in the world, come through surgery fine. And just like all corrective surgeries, if you're injured, you're always going to have some problems with it. It's not going to be 100% fixed. But I had the best surgeon that I could have had. I came through it all fine. But I do tell everybody, No matter what you're diagnosed with, before treatments, please get a second opinion. It's good. It's been a good 25 years ago, probably, that I went through all that with the cancer scare, and I'm still here. Yes, second opinions is very important. I try to eat healthy. I eat fresh vegetables. I try to eat, when I fry anything, I use very little oil, and usually it's olive oil or grapeseed oil. I try to eat healthy. That's all I can do. I don't know, April. I don't know what to tell you on that. What makes you think that he might be telling you a lie, April? I am smoking and enjoying my dearest friend. I don't smoke, Caleb. I'm allergic to cigarette smoke. No, my spleen is not enlarged that I know of. It's fine. But I don't deal with it anymore. I don't have it. I didn't have it then. So I don't deal with it. I don't have it. Wilson said that explains it. Growing fruits, that's why. I don't understand the comment, but yeah, you have to be careful because a lot of times they write prescriptions because they get bonuses through writing prescriptions. The prescription company likes it because you're buying more prescriptions. I mean, I'm not putting doctors down. We've got some fantastic doctors out there, but you do have to be careful. Well, I was at the cancer center one day before I found out I didn't have cancer, before my surgery, going through my treatment. And these two younger women were walking in, and they were arguing with one of the nurses. And I got to listening to the conversation. And the nurse was telling them, or the technician was telling them they needed to get back in there and take their treatment, that they were going to die. And they were telling them that they didn't have cancer and they weren't taking any more treatments, that you're killing people. And they ended up leaving, and they said they weren't coming back. And see, it was later that I was told what I was told after my surgery, that I didn't have cancer to begin with. But yet my cancer doctor wanted to put me through another whole year of preventative chemo. Well, if I'd have went through another whole year of preventative chemo, like the heart doctor said, I would have been back to see him for heart valve replacement, because the chemo would have eaten out the murmur in my heart to where it would have been so big I would have had to have heart surgery. So the chemo would have killed me if I'd have kept going, basically. So I said, oh no, I don't have cancer. I don't need any more of it. I'm listening to my surgeon. She said, you don't need chemo, you don't need radiation, you don't need any more treatments because you do not have cancer. So I believed her, and I didn't go back. It was a reputable cancer center. And my cancer doctor, she said, when I confronted her about it, she said, well, we don't know. We don't know if you still have it or you don't have it, or if the chemo's cured it, or what the situation is. But I said, the technician said they tested, retested, and retested the tissue that was removed. And he said, even if it was dead tissue, you would have had dead cancer cells in that tissue. There was none there. It showed I did not have cancer. So I believe my surgeon, and I listened to them. I listened to my heart doctor, and I said, I'm not taking any more chemo. And I didn't. I don't go back to that center to this day. I don't go. And they kept calling me because I'd miss appointments they'd set for me. You need to get back in here. You're going to die. You need your treatment. I told them the first couple of times they called me, I'm not coming back. I don't need it. I don't have cancer. Well, they kept calling me later, leaving messages that you missed your appointment. You need to call and reschedule. Well, they'd reschedule for me, and I'd miss it again. They'd call again and tell me I missed my appointment. I just didn't go, and I didn't call to set another appointment, and I'm not going to. Well, see, April, it would be different if you had somebody in that doctor's office telling you you didn't have cancer, that you didn't need surgery, or you didn't need treatment. But nobody's done that, have they? So you more likely have the cancer that your doctor's telling you got. In my case, I had a medical professional tell me, my surgeon, that I did not have cancer and that I didn't need all that. So I'm not going to go back and take any of it, especially since my heart doctor said if you keep taking it, you're going to end up back here to see me to have heart surgery. So I said, well, I don't need any of that. So I don't go. And I'm here. I'm way past 3 years and I don't have cancer. I mean, every case is different. And see, if my surgeon hadn't have told me that, and the medical professional that was working in the cancer center hadn't told me what they did, I wouldn't have known any different. I'd have kept going. I'd have ended up having heart valve replacement surgery. I could have died from having heart surgery. Not cancer, but from heart surgery. But I listened to my warnings, and I'm still here. But I'm not telling you, April, that you don't have it, because I don't know. It's different when you got these medical professionals telling you different and warning you and telling you you don't need chemo, you don't need surgery, you don't need any more of this, and you don't need any more of that because you didn't have cancer to begin with. That's a little bit different. Yeah, see, Beth, you lived 20 years. Only the good Lord above is going to know when you're going to die. They gave me 3 years from the diagnosis time and said I'd be dead in 3 years. Well, guess what? I may look like crap because of what they did to me. I may look like crap because they forced me to gain weight, which I didn't need to gain. Now I'm overweight, my eyes are swollen. I'll never be the same, but I'm alive. There you go, April. Or what I refuse to do is let them kill me. I mean, I'm going to die one day, I know, but it's going to be in the good Lord's time, not the doctor's time. And if I really have something, I'll take medication for it. But if I don't, I'm not. And I'm real skeptical anytime the doctor tells me that I need to take something, because most of the time I'll tell him I'm not taking it. He wanted me to take cholesterol medicine one time. I said, no, let me change my diet a little bit and see if I can't bring my cholesterol level down myself. And if I can't, then I'll take your medicine. Well, I went on my diet, changed everything I ate, and when I went back in, he said, well, you got your cholesterol way down lower than I ever dreamed you would. And he said, you don't need medication now. And there's Sheila McDaniel. Hello, Sheila. We were going to get off here a half hour ago, and we're still talking. An hour ago, not a half hour. And I got more people coming in. And I don't mind. You got me off of my being down in the dumps about my storm coming through and tearing my canopy up. How's Sheila doing? I got to keep a cough drop in my mouth or I'm coughing the whole time. Did Gladys fade out on us? I haven't seen her in chat lately. Her pad might have died on her. Well, good for you, Beth. My doctor said one time when I was in the last time, I think, just for my regular checkup, this is not the cancer doctor, this is just my regular primary care doctor. He said, you're probably healthier now than you've ever been in your whole life. All the vitamins I take. That sounds good, April. Roasted beef. A roasted beet. Huh, I've never roasted beets before, but I bet it's good. Yeah, it's not my house. And it may be somewhat salvageable. I don't know. It's very doubtful. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it this time. Oh, I just take vitamins. And I do that mainly because I don't drink milk. And I know I need calcium for my bones. And I fell in the yard one time carrying bean poles around last year. And I fell and all my weight went right on the middle of my leg when I fell down on both legs. And I've still got an indent in the top of my legs where I hit. But I didn't go to the doctor. I stayed home. I had to call into work and tried to tell them that I fell and I hurt my legs and I can't stand to go to work. I can't stand up all day. I mean, I couldn't stand up not even 5 minutes, much less for an 8-hour shift. And I called in, and one of the workers answered the phone. Oh, yeah, we know you got a headache and you're not coming in. And plop, she hung the phone down, and I didn't even bother to call them back. I said, well, they're going to believe what they're going to believe. She wouldn't even give me a chance to tell her that I hurt my legs. I fell, and I can't stand up for an 8-hour shift, not even for an hour. And I don't know if I broke my legs, cracked the bone, or what I did, but I was basically laid up for a couple of weeks. And I still have an indent in the top of both legs between my knee and my ankle on the front of my legs where I hit. And my ankles swelled up. They got black and blue, swelled up real bad. My legs swelled up. And I guess I should have went into the doctor, but I got to thinking, I said, well, I'm able to walk. I can walk to the kitchen and get something to drink. I can stand long enough to fix a sandwich to get something to eat. I just can't stand to long enough to go to work. So I didn't go to the doctor and have them x-ray my legs or anything. So I don't know what I did. I could have split the bone, cracked the bone. I don't know. But it didn't hurt. I mean, it was bruised. And like I said, my ankle swelled and my legs swelled. Both legs did. So I had to sit down and keep my feet elevated as much as possible. And I was laid up for a couple of weeks before I was really able to do anything, to amount to anything. But now I'm up and around doing stuff. But I got to thinking, I said, well, if I've hurt both legs and cracked both leg bones, I don't know. They liable to want to put me in 2 leg casts or something. Who knows? And then I wouldn't be able to even get to the kitchen to get a drink of water. And I said, I can't do that. I'm here by myself. So I didn't even go to the doctor. I said, as long as I can walk to the bathroom and get to the kitchen to get something to eat or drink, I'm not. I'm just staying home and see what happens. Surfing helps you with your balance, April. Oh my God, I'd drown myself if I tried surfing. You're a little tiny though from your picture. You don't have a whole lot of weight to balance on that surfboard. Sheila takes meds for cholesterol, diabetes, and taken them for many years. And there's Too Tall Rob. Hi, Too Tall Rob. What you up to? Good to see you in chat. I've emptied another thermos of watermelon limeade. I've drank that full 3 times today or this afternoon. Got a little bit of water. April says her boyfriend rides a skateboard, not me. I'm too scared. Cement's too hard. Yeah, falling in the water is a little bit more forgiving than the concrete is if you fall on it. I used to laugh about that because I learned to skate on the sidewalk because we lived in New York when I was little because that's where my mom was from. And when I learned to skate, I was skating on the concrete sidewalk. And you learned real fast to keep your balance and not fall because you did not want to hit that concrete. That concrete's rough and it will tear the skin off of you. You hit it with your elbow and the skin's gone. You hit it with your knee and the skin's gone off of your knee. You learn real fast, don't fall. You bought the last of the cherry-flavored coffee they had at my local Aldi's. If you can get some, get it. It's good. I didn't know they even made cherry-flavored coffee. April sent me Kona coffee from Hawaii. Kona coffee. I haven't tried it yet. She sent me this, and she sent me, what did I do with it? Here it is. She sent me this coffee. Vanilla macadamia nut coffee. Maui coffee. And she sent me a t-shirt, which is in the bedroom. I don't have it in here. But she sent me those 2 bags of coffee and a t-shirt from Hawaii. It's got Maui, Hawaii on the front with a dolphin, I think it is, jumping in the water. It's really pretty. I'll wear it tomorrow night for my Thursday night live. place sound delicious. Remind me to bring some apple fritters. Missed the beginning of this. Sorry to hear that. I know the storm was a surprise or not expected, I guess. No, I expected a little bit of rain. They said we might get a few showers this afternoon about 4 or so, but it came a storm. They even called me on the emergency line to give me a warning over the phone that we had a severe thunderstorm headed this way. And then they text me a warning on my phone. And I said, oh no, that don't sound good. And right after that is when the hard rain hit and the wind got up. And oh, it did all kind of damage to my canopy top out there with my shade cloth on it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it or not. Yeah, I like cherry anything too, April. But I didn't know they made a cherry flavored coffee. I'll have to check on that. But I'm sure this Kona coffee's good. Like I said, I haven't tried the Kona coffee yet. But I did make some of the vanilla macadamia nut coffee. I drank a cup of that and it's pretty good. There's, what, 7-ounce bags of coffee? Honolulu, Hawaii is where it's manufactured at. A gourmet roast. Kona coffee. I didn't even know they made a Kona coffee. That's how much I know about stuff in Hawaii. Oh, me too. I love cherry ice cream. If you can find the Bailey's chocolate cherry coffee, that's super delicious. Huh. I'll have to check. I haven't been in Aldi's in a while. I don't even know what Aldi's has now. April said they've got big coffee farms in Hawaii. Wow, I never thought about that. But I guess you got the perfect climate to grow coffee. You got the perfect climate there to grow anything, really, because it never gets cold enough to kill anything off. You don't freeze. Well, it seems like most of my plants are okay. A lot of my tomato plants were, blown over, and I tried to kind of tie them up. But I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with that canopy, because a lot of the braces are literally broken loose from the top. And they've dropped, and they're just hanging straight down. The ones that haven't broken are the only part of it that's being held up, and it's sagged at the center. Because before it was like a dome, and now it's like this. And the way the corner posts are in concrete, it uprooted 2 of the corner posts, the concrete post. So they're sitting up sideways, like one side is like 3 inches off the ground, and it bent 2 of the corner posts. So I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with it. I'll have to get out there tomorrow and start working on it, I guess. I might film part of it and y'all can see what kind of damage I'll be dealing with, but I don't know yet what I'm going to be able to do. Cherry Coke is good too. I've never drank the Cherry Coke. I like just plain old Coca-Cola or plain Pepsi without anything added in it. But I guess I should try Cherry Coke. I might like it. I like cherry a lot of things that were cherry, but I just never drank Cherry Coke. Amran. Wilson said he has. Well, y'all have got my spirit up because I'm not quite as far down in the dumps as I was when my life started. That's what I was thinking, Sheila, that it might taste like cherry cough syrup. But I guess sometime I could buy like an individual can of cherry Coke and just try it. I don't have to buy a big 2 liter. New person in chat. Oh yeah, Amran. I know I don't pronounce that correctly. But welcome to my chat. You got to be a new subscriber. Sorry about that, y'all. I guess I've been talking too much. I had to put another cough drop in my mouth. Yeah, you must be one of my new subscribers. Welcome. Glad to have you. Amran Kara. Or Cara. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Probably. Because I got soaked out there. My clothes were dripping wet when I took them off. April said she ate that whole beet. It was a big one and I'm full. Need to drink some lemon honey water. Oh. I'll be up late tonight because I got to upload a video and I got to edit it and then I got to upload it to YouTube so I can post it tomorrow. Country QT. You got to be new too because I don't remember seeing your name in chat before. But welcome. Wasn't it this time last year when Texas had a severe water shortage? Glad to see you're getting rain. We still have that water shortage. At least my subdivision does. The water company we're on, we're going into the 3rd year of a water shortage because they are rationing our water. I'll be so glad when they lift this rationing. It's ridiculous. But it's because so many people have been moving into this neighborhood and building homes and moving tons of people in. And they're pumping more water, using more water faster than the water company can purify it. Oh, you're not new. You just never can catch the lives. Well, I'm sorry about that. What time is it where you're located, Country QT? I'm Central Time here. So it's almost 11 o'clock p.m. It makes me tired just thinking about it. Northwest Arkansas, almost 11. Okay, so you're the same time I am, Country QT. I'm in Texas. So you're just above me. You're just above Texas. Yep, that's what time it is here, Beth. 10:47. 5 hours from Dallas. Well, I'm about an hour south of Fort Worth, and it's a little longer to get to Dallas. About another half hour, 45-minute drive to get into Dallas. North Florida on Central Time. Yeah, and you know, when I think of Florida, I always think of Eastern Time. I forget that there are parts of Florida that are Central. April says I go to bed early. Well, what time is it there, April? About 4 or 5 o'clock? Our sidewalks roll up early, up country. Oh no, Hawaii's what, 4 or 5 hours earlier than we are. 5:49 p.m., almost 6. Yeah, I love pickle beets. $7.50 where Cindy is. You're what, in Alaska, Cindy? Oh, California. Well, I was getting you confused with somebody else that said they were in Alaska. So you're 2 hours earlier than we are. Sheila said it's 8:50 in Arizona. She's an hour earlier. I thought you were in Alaska, Cindy. But April was asking if you were in California. I said, well, did I get you mixed up with somebody else? Because I thought I remembered you saying you were in Alaska. Yeah, I thought Cindy was in Alaska. Okay, Kaylin, sorry about your mobile battery. But we'll see you on the next live. You have a blessed day. Oh, whoopee. It gets up to 70 in Alaska in the summer. That might be a good place for me to live where it doesn't get 100 degrees. I guess I'll eat cough drops the whole time I'm sitting here. Yeah, it gets pretty hot here sometimes, Country QT. Arizona gets pretty hot. Oklahoma gets hot. Arizona gets hot. You've been in the high 50s for a while? Well, you just having you a heat wave. Yeah, I think I'd be cold living in Alaska too. I'm too used to the hot weather. Oh, you've been getting rain in Alaska? Do you have snow up there right now? Or is the snow melted? No, Florida is not hotter than Texas. No snow, so it's all melted right now, huh? I don't think there's any place hotter than Texas. Arizona might be equal to Texas, but I don't think there's any place hotter than here. Florida definitely doesn't get the hot weather that we get here. Comes end of October or November. Mexico? I don't know. I've never paid attention to see how hot it gets in Mexico. It might get just as hot in Mexico. I don't know. You make snow angels in the sand. Well, then they're sand angels. I don't know where Gladys is. Her pad might have died, and she's probably watching on her TV, and she can't chat on TV. So, because I know usually when her pad dies or she quit cuts off, she just watches us on the television. She was here earlier. Her and Connie, Susan. Yeah, Susan and Connie and Gladys have disappeared. I guess it's past their bedtime. Gladys is still watching, though, probably. She lives in Connecticut. We're glad we could accommodate you, Country QT. Glad you came into the chat tonight. Y'all have boosted my morale quite a bit because I was down when that storm passed through. And we have been on here right at 3 hours right now, and I didn't intend for it to go that long. Oh, mosquitoes are out in full force. Oh, wow. We don't usually have too many mosquitoes here because it don't rain that much. But usually when it rains like this, we'll end up with a few mosquitoes for a day or so. Arizona gets hotter than Texas. Yeah, but they're very close. I know my brother moved to Tucson, Arizona, and it's pretty hot there. And there's pretty little poppy seed. Hello. You must be one of my newcomers because I don't remember seeing you before. And DS and grandkids, welcome back. I'm so glad to see you here tonight. It's a cool 79 degrees right now in Florida. 11:57 p.m. Glad to see you on. Well, I'm glad you're in chat, DS and grandkids. It's 78 degrees here because the temperature cooled down with that storm that passed through earlier. Correction, it's 75. It just corrected itself. 75 degrees, and it sure seems good that it's not so hot tonight. And my AC has not kicked on in quite a while now. April says I got new magic mesh to put up. Is that like a shade cloth you're talking about, April? Oh, 99 where Sheila is. But you know, we still got the whole month of August to go. So our heat's not over. July and August are the two hottest months here. I think my hair is finally dried so I can put it back up. I wear it up so much when I have it down it tickles my face. I get little fuzzy stray hairs that tickle the side of my face. And I've gotten spoiled with being so easy to put my hair up. And goes into September. Yeah, it still stays pretty warm in September, but we have some cooler days in September. Oh, I see. It's like a screen door so your dog can go in and out. Cindy says, had to cheer you up, Linda. Yeah, I needed it. I'm in a better frame of mind right now since I've been chatting with everybody for the last couple of hours. I was just ready to lay down and start crying. I really was. I felt so defeated. You have lots of work to catch up on, I bet. Yeah, there's no need in worrying about it. I'll deal with it tomorrow. Your boyfriend leaves in August? Oh, that's right. He goes on tour again, doesn't he? Lunky Danky's about to be a dad for the first time. He'll be gone for 7 months. Yeah, I remember you saying that he was going to be going on another tour with the band. Do you know if you're going to have a little girl or a little boy yet, Lanky Danky? First time, huh? Oh, that's got to be so exciting. Your very first baby. Is it a? It's a boy. Oh, wow. And I know you're even triple happy that it's going to be a boy, but you'll probably want a girl the next time. My first one was my daughter, and then my son was born, so I had two, boy and girl, and I stopped at that. He has aut. How do you? Are you going to adopt a child? Is that what you're going to do? And he has autism, because otherwise, how would you know he has autism if he's not born yet? In October, going to California to see him. He has a house in Malibu. I haven't been there in years. Oh, wow. Classy, April. Are you adopting a little boy, Blanky Danky? Yeah, you are. Okay, well, great. Congratulations. Good deal. You'll make a little boy happy, I'm sure. How old is he? 5. Oh, wow. That's a nice age. 5 years old. How sweet. Just the right age that you can do a lot of things with him and take him places, and he knows what he's looking at. Yeah, he's a special person to be taking on a special needs child. But they need love and family just like all the rest of them. I bet he is adorable. Goodness, we've run over 3 hours, y'all. Yeah, it takes a special kind of person to take on a special needs child. I don't know if I could. I mean, I worked with special needs kids when I was a substitute teacher. There was one little boy, he was the sweetest thing in like first grade or kindergarten, I don't remember. But he was really little. He was the sweetest little boy. But he had some problems and he couldn't write and draw and do things like all the other little kids could. And if you had to work with him and really have patience with him. And the regular teacher, she did not have patience with him. And she'd get him upset a lot. And then he would just throw a fit. And he loved me because, I was working one-on-one with him. I had all day to spend with him. And I gave him all the time he needed. And I was his buddy. And I loved working with him. He was the sweetest little thing. But I felt so bad when I left because they said the teachers told me that that little boy, when I was not there anymore, he acted like he lost his best friend. And I guess in a way he did. And he had his times even working with me, that he would get a little testy. But he was a sweet little boy, and you just had to deal with his problem and know it was a problem, that he couldn't help the way he was acting sometimes. But, there's a lot of people that don't have the time or patience to deal with it. And I don't know if I could have had the time or patience to deal with it on a full-time basis, But working with him during the day at school, I loved working with him. But I don't know if I could have taken it on 7 days a week, 24/7, I don't know. I don't know if I'd been a strong enough person to deal with it 7 days a week, all day. His name's Randall. Yeah, it takes special people to be able to work with the special needs kids. And they need those special people. Because if they get in the wrong household and the people don't have the time or patience to work with them, it could be disaster. You just fed Oreo. Yeah, it takes a lot of patience, and it's something that's going to be 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It doesn't go away. But one thing that makes it better is that he's got special needs, and when he acts out or does things that he shouldn't do, it's because he is a special needs child, and you can kind of deal with it a little bit better. It's not like a kid just getting mad and throwing a tantrum, It's a little bit different, and you can deal with it on a different level. But, like Sheila said, I don't know that I would have the patience. I don't know if I could deal with it 24/7. I really don't. But I tell you what, I give all the gratitude to all the people that can, because they are definitely special people. Well, I'm kind of glad I stayed on here as late as I did, because I've got all kind of new people that are coming into chat that I have not seen before, and that just tickles me to death. Oh, are you are y'all getting ads on the live? Because I'm not sure it's monetized or not. I don't know if the setting was changed. I try to put it on monetization when I go live, but sometimes it's not. And I was just wondering if y'all see ads while you're watching this live. No, okay, that means it's not monetized yet. So when I end the live, I'm going to have to go in and change the setting on it and make sure that it's monetized. Or I might could go ahead and do it now. I don't know. I hate that sometimes when you think you got settings done and they're not. Well, it says it's monetized. You should be seeing ads. I don't know, but it is monetized because it's on. Yeah, it's on. So I don't know. I know usually when it's monetized, you see ads throughout the live. That's the only reason I was asking. I was just wondering because I was wondering if I got the setting on there right. It shows we got 30 people watching still. I don't know how many. Homemade everything. I think you're new too. I don't remember seeing homemade everything in before. There's Connie Jones. I thought we'd lost you, but you're back. 44 likes. Wow, that's pretty good. 46. Oh, that's okay, homemade everything. I'm just glad you're here. Connie had to charge her phone. Well, you know what? I didn't think to check the battery on my phone. I may need to plug it in. uh, Here, it's plugged in. I don't know if it's charging. Yeah, it's charging. It was down to 46%. So it's a good thing I thought to plug it in, or it may end up. I don't know how fast that 46% would have went. Sheila said her too, me too. Yeah, I keep saying I need to get off. We've been on here so long, but I keep getting the new people coming in, and I hate to get out of live when I got new people coming in. It just tickles me to death to see them come into chat. I've had several new people come in, and some of them have said they've been watching for a while. They just hadn't come into chat. April's out headed outside the water, but we'll be listening. We're just basically having a chit chat now. We passed the drama. Yeah, Mother Nature's doing the watering here, April. Mother Nature did the watering here too this evening. Oh no! Too Tall Rob has got 3 mama raccoons with a total of 11 babies. Oh my God. They're going to take over your house before long. You better be careful. The picture of the Siamese twin raccoons. You got a big family going on there. How are you going to feed all those? Siamese raccoons. Sheila Edwards just sent me a message. I was looking to see if I could find a picture of them. Oh well. I'll find it later. I just ate popcorn, but not doing it for me. Well, who were you eating popcorn for if it wasn't for you, Cindy? I got a couple of pastries and hooked me up with leftover donuts, and I go through 340-pound bags of dog food a month. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot of dog food. And God knows how many donuts. It shouldn't be more than a month or two ago. Yeah, I love popcorn too, but I can't eat it. I can't tell you how many of my teeth I broke out because of eating popcorn. Yeah, but the restaurants may not give him all the type of scraps that he needs to feed raccoons. I'm not sure exactly what types of food you would feed raccoons other than what he's feeding them already. I think there's a possum and two skunks and about 7 cats that also stop by. Yeah, when you start feeding animals outside, you got all kind of visitors that join in on at feed time. You have Krispy Kreme donuts there. Sounds good. I haven't even eaten a donut in a long time. I don't usually buy them because I'd sit there and eat a whole box of donuts by myself. Yeah, I don't like to eat a whole lot of sweets. I mean, I love chocolate and I love like the rock hard candy that I suck on all the time like you do a cough drop. But I don't usually keep sweet stuff here all the time. And I've got cake mixes and muffin mixes and fixings to make pies, and I don't make them because I don't want to eat them. I'm already big enough. I don't need to be eating all that stuff. Yeah, she could fix her a sandwich or eating something light. I don't know what kind of fixing she's got in her house, but yeah, you love sweets, but you need solid food. That's right. Can't live on sweets. That's not good for you. Don't have any. Oh my goodness, it's after 11. It's almost 11:30. You don't eat sweets at all, April, just fruit. Well, good for you. It's the way to go. It sounds like you need to go grocery shopping, Cindy. Too Tall Rob says, "What? Wait, did somebody say make a sandwich? Hell yeah!" I just went. Oh my God, no more money, spending money. I know you can spend $100, $200 at the grocery store and you come out with nothing. I bet it smells good, April. A jasmine, a blooming jasmine tree outside my bedroom window smells good at night. I bet it does. I'm down to my last piece of cheesecake I got from Asheville, North Carolina a couple weeks ago. That sounds good. I love cheesecake. And April's watering right now. Not in the mood to make anything. I get that way sometimes too. So I eat whatever I can find that's edible that I don't have to cook. And sometimes that's not a whole lot. April said their groceries are the highest in the nation, she thinks. I wouldn't doubt it from the prices you're telling me. I can't imagine what that coffee cost you. Yeah, Alaska and Hawaii both have some pretty high prices. But it's because they, like in Alaska and Hawaii, they got to fly everything in. I mean, it's not like they can just drive cross country most of the time with it. Was it in Hawaii that one of you said that your milk was like $10 a gallon? I'd never be able to buy milk if it was that here. I got that case of coffee at the store the other day for $4.20 a pound, and I think she gave me a discount. Oh, you got a compliment on your bracelet. Well, good deal, Cindy. Happy for you. Wow, that's a lot of coffee. I can't imagine what it would be like going shopping for groceries in Hawaii with that kind of price. Yeah, it's in one of the live videos, April, because it was a giveaway. I don't remember which video it was. About a week or so ago. I don't know if it was where we were playing trivia or I just asked a question about a video. $8 for 12 eggs. Oh my God. Ooh. I'd never eat another egg. I couldn't afford to buy eggs. 2 pounds of coffee a week. I don't remember which live it was. Let's see. Hmm. Well, I can't bring it up on this. You get 18 eggs for $5. I get them for less than that here. I can get 18 eggs. I think it's for like 3 something. Or have been. Yeah, isn't that strange too, Tall Rob? You can be in Memphis one day and then that evening be in another state completely. Linda Hauser's live 2 weeks ago. I know it was about a week or so ago. I couldn't remember. Yeah, they were 3 something for 18 eggs here at Walmart in Granbury when I bought them the last time. But they went up at one time a lot higher, and they were like 5 something, I think, for 18. And then the price came down. I think something was going on with the chickens, and the price on the eggs went up. And now I guess everything's straightened out because the price came back down. Because if I'm completely out of eggs, I'll buy the 18 count. Because I've got enough room in the door, that it holds about 18 eggs. Well, thank you, Cindy, for finding it for April. But you know what? On that note, we've got to get off of here. We're on here for 3.5 hours. Goodness, we're having fun, aren't we? 37 watching, 42 thumb or 50, 46 thumbs up. My boyfriend takes a private jet. It's very expensive. I used to date a guy that owned airplanes. He was a pilot in the Army or Navy, and he built an experimental airplane, the one he called the Beast. And then he had a twin engines, what would they call it? Cessna. And he had a biplane, the old-timey like 1948 style biplane that had the two double wings. We flew everywhere in that. It was a lot of fun. But I never did fly in that experimental. I told him I had a bad feeling about that plane, and I'd never get in it. And I never did. And he ended up dying in that plane. He took off down the runway in Odessa, Texas. And this was after we broke up and he was dating somebody else. He went down the runway, took off, the plane got up in the air, and all of a sudden it just stopped, just like that. Took a nosedive and come straight down and burst into flames. Killed him. There was no way out. Yeah, we got to go, y'all. 3.5 hours. That's a long time for an unplanned live. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Love you to death. I'm so glad you stuck with me. You sure boosted my spirits tonight. I feel a lot better now than I did when I first started this live. I was really down on myself. Yeah, say good night, Irene. And y'all come back tomorrow night. We got another live at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. And we may play trivia. I don't know. Some people have been asking about it if we're going to play trivia tomorrow. We may or may not. Well, it just depends on how everybody feels tomorrow about it. But y'all sleep tight. And T-Wee Wabbit, I think you're new. I haven't seen you in before. Welcome. And please come to our live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, TP Wabbit. And you sleep well. And everybody else, love y'all. See you tomorrow night. Bye now.